I spent hours building this tall cabinet to go above the washer and dryer, and then it didn't fit.
Time to butcher the cabinet. How do I get myself into this situation?
3 months ago, I decided to remodel my laundry. I took it completely apart, changed the floors, I did a fresh coat of paint, and even repaired some unexpected damages. Once I was done, we got a stackable washer and dryer to finish the laundry, and I designed cabinets to go around it, but then I got a quote for the cabinets, and I could not afford it, so I decided to build it myself, even though I had no experience. I started with a big tall cabinet that goes above the washer and dryer, and I had my challenges, but I made it through. And now I'm ready to do the finishing touches, so before I get this cabinet inside the laundry, I have to put on edge banding, stain it, do a clear coat, and after it dries, I'll be ready to take it inside. It's edge banding time. So I got birch edge banding so that way it matches with the wood. I got 50 feet of it, which should be enough to finish this project. And before I start the staining process, I'm gonna be putting the edge banding on any edge that is visible. It should be fairly simple. All I'm gonna use is an ironing board, not a board, an iron, a little sanding block, and a utility knife. So I'm using painter's tape to help me hold it in process. So I'm gonna, well, it should help me. First, I'm gonna cut the amount that I need. What is going on? So I cut the length that I needed. I'm actually gonna start with one of these top piece right here instead of the long piece, because if I mess anything up, it will be in a part that is not as visible. I'm gonna be really honest with you, I've never done this before. Ouch. There's a tool specifically to remove the edge banding excess, and it works a lot better than the utility knife, but I didn't have it at this time. I ended up getting one later when I made the doors. And also when you do this, be very careful because the blade catches on the veneer very easily, and then this happens. So Tiffany, what are you doing? I'm glad you asked. I'm gonna stain it, and this is the best position for me to stain it because I can get all of it, you know, like inside, out, up, down, and then the top of it is not gonna be visible, so I have the top facing down. The only problem though, I don't think I can reach up there. So I haven't talked about the colors of the cabinet yet, but I'm going for a two-tone look. So the middle cabinet is going to be driftwood and the rest of the cabinets are going to be white. And here's what it should look like when I'm done. I wasn't gonna paint the inside of the cabinet here, but some drops of stain fell on it, and just to make it consistent, I decided to just go ahead and stain it. For the clear coat, I'm gonna use polyurethane. I want it to look like it has a factory finish, so I think the sprayer is the best way to make that happen, because if I do it with a brush, I'm afraid that it'll end up with brush strokes. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray it. The polyurethane, you wanna make sure that you mix it thoroughly. If I take this out, you see how it has chunks at the bottom? So you just wanna make sure you mix it really well. I am a little bit nervous about the polyurethane because it's a lot thicker than I expected. I thought it was going to be more watery, and the instructions specifically say do not thin. So I'm hoping that it has no problem going through the sprayer, because the sprayer sprays really, really thin. Maybe I should have done a little bit better research on what finish to use as a clear coat, but I've always liked polyurethane. How am I gonna pour this without making a mess? I'll be right back. Oh, where's the filter? Damn it. Where did the filter go? Before I start spraying, I want to do a couple tests because I want to make sure that the consistency is the correct one. I don't want to spray it too thick because then it'll start dripping, and then I don't want to spray too little because it just doesn't cover it. So I'm going to test it on some cardboard until I make sure that the consistency is right. I adjusted it as much as I could, and I think it's good. I'm just worried about dripping mostly. So like, see this part over here, how it's like really thick? I don't want that. I think I got it. I'm gonna start spraying the inside of the cabinet since that's the less visible part. That way I can kind of get used to spraying. And just to double check and make sure that the consistency is correct. Oh, come on, really? Oh, buddy, come on. You know how I stained this using towels? Well, they're supposed to be lint-free, but they're not because they left it all over the cabinet, and they're barely noticeable. But as soon as I put in the clear coat, they're all over the place, like all over. Okay, I know that this seems ridiculous. I am lint rolling my cabinet, but I think it's working. Now let me tell you what I went through with the polyurethane. So I sprayed a total of 2 coats, but the layers were very thin, and I think I should have used an airless sprayer, or maybe it was user error on my part with the current sprayer, but I did 2 coats and sanded in between with 400 grit so that it was very smooth. And the last coat I did was with a wipe-on polyurethane, and that evened out the finish and it was very smooth. So I was going for a nice factory finish, but instead I ended up with a nice hairy finish. It's gonna be a new trend, guys. Just watch for it. it gonna fit sideways?
Yep, go. This is working. This is working well. We should have opened the door first.
You got it?
Here, like,
What do you need?
I need to adjust my grip. Hold on.
Or do you need to rest?
Open the door.
Don't move. Okay. Wait. The clamp is a problem. The clamp is a problem. I need you to try to straighten it this way.
Okay.
And try to set it down. Okay. Wait, just a little bit more. Okay. All right, just leave it down here.
Are we setting it up or are we letting it go?
Set it down.
Okay.
Oh, holy shit. All right.
But you said don't slide it.
How are we gonna stand this shit up?
Oh no.
We're gonna go this way. We're gonna rotate it, and I'm gonna try to lift this sideways.
You know it's gonna still be the same amount of tall, right?
No, what's hitting is this right here.
Alright. Sorry. It's not funny, but it's very funny. Okay.
And this is the moment where I start contemplating my life choices and debating whether or not this whole project was really worth it. But after getting myself together, we decided to get some help.
This is my brother Cody, and he's going to help us move the cabinet. He doesn't know how big the cabinet is, but he already agreed, so he's trapped.
This time we're going directly into the laundry, and since we'll be going in with the cabinet at an angle, I'm hoping that it gives it enough room to stand up.
What's the plan here?
What would you consider this situation?
Considering everything that's going on, I'd say it's about around, not good.
Time to butcher the cabinet.
How do I get myself into this situation?
Go up. Wait, it is still not clearing. To build this cabinet, I should have built the box, attached a panel to each side of the box. But when I designed this, I was trying to save on materials, and I really didn't want to build a box, and I thought this would work with no problem. But obviously it didn't, and here I am cutting off about 1.5 inches of the bottom of the cabinets and being super careful because these cuts have to be perfect on both sides, otherwise the cabinet will end up being wobbly. But you live and you learn. My ceilings are 96 inches tall, and I made the cabinet 93 inches tall, thinking that 3 inches would have been enough to clear when I tilted it, but because of how wide I made the cabinet, it didn't work. But I found a video that helped me figure out how short the cabinet had to be to clear the ceiling. I'll link the video in the description below so that hopefully you'll never run into this problem.
Alright. That's as far as it's going.
Okay.
I think if we can just
Yeah.
Push it. In through the ball.
there you go.
Hey, we did it.
Like a glove.
So I cut some longer pieces and then shorter pieces to brace the cabinet to the wall. So I'm gonna do the long pieces against the wall, like have it in there, and then screw everything together. And I hope that that secures the cabinet enough. Shit, sorry. This tripod is ready to go to heaven. It's pretty steady in there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So in between making this cabinet, I also made the doors out of the same plywood material, and I will show you the process on the next video. Oh no. You got to be freaking kidding me.